3 long days since anyone has heard from Mia Marcano.
Mia, baby girl, if you can hear me, if you're seeing me, we're here.
A desperate plea to bring 19-year-old Mia Marcano home. Her family hopeful that she's alive and okay.
Your phone records, if that's the case. There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with
it's
me.
It's not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes two. Obviously, she's missing. So.
Mia Marcano grew up in Fort Lauderdale, the kind of daughter who made her parents proud just by walking into the room. She was 19 years old. She was studying at Valencia College in Orlando. To help pay her way through college, Mia worked as a leasing agent at Arden Villas, the apartment complex where she also lived. She knew the hallways. She knew the neighbors. She greeted people by name. She made the place feel like a community. Mia Marcano walks away from the leasing office toward the residential building. Jeans, red purse over her shoulder, hair down, the easy confidence of someone who feels safe in a place she knows. At 5:08 p.m. on September 24th, 2021, Mia finishes her shift and walks toward her apartment building. This is the last footage of Mia Marcano that exists. She walks to her door. She puts her key in the lock. She goes inside. And then, nothing. At 5:30 p.m., her father Marlon calls her. The call goes directly on voicemail. He isn't worried yet. She's probably in the shower. Probably throwing last-minute things into her bag. Her flight is at 7. She has time. He waits 20 minutes. He calls again. Again, voicemail. He texts her. No reply. At 7 p.m., he calls the airline. The flight has departed. On time. Full. She was not on it. That's when I knew. Mia doesn't miss flights. Mia doesn't go silent. That's not who she is. The Marcano family drove through the night. They arrived at Arden Villas in the early hours of September 25th. They went straight to Mia's apartment, Unit 3114, on the 3rd floor of a building that had seemed, until now, like a safe place for their daughter to be. The apartment door was unlocked. The apartment spoke immediately. Each detail a beat of its own. Her travel bag. A bag near the front door. Her jewelry. Bracelets on the floor. A necklace. An earring on the tile. Scattered, not dropped. On the floor. Not forgotten. Scattered. The way things end up when something happens fast. A box cutter. Near her bed. It was not Mia's. Nobody in the family had ever seen it before. It did not belong in this apartment. On the pillow of her bed, a small red stain. Dried. Rust brown. The unmistakable color of old blood. And then, the detail that hit harder than any of it. The teddy bear was in her apartment. Mia never left that teddy bear. She always carried with her even in a small trip, but this time, teddy bear is in her apartment.
Orange County Sheriff's Office, this line is being recorded. This is Operator Winstead. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to find out if I can have a wellness check.
While some of the family spoke with the deputies who had arrived at the scene, others moved through the apartment quietly, looking for anything. A note, a clue, something that could point them toward where Mia had gone and who had taken her there. What they found on her iPad changed everything. A name that none of the family recognized at first. A name attached to dozens, then hundreds, of messages going back weeks. Messages that started as conversation and curdled, slowly, into something that made the family's skin go cold. They started reading message. This man telling her he had feelings for her, that he wanted to take care of her, that he couldn't stop thinking about her, and Mia saying no. Every way she knew how, politely, firmly, over and over. He had sent her money, transferred it directly into her account without being asked. She had sent every cent back. She wanted nothing from him. She had made that plain. For weeks, for months. A slow, relentless pressure that Mia had handled with grace and firmness, and the quiet exhaustion of a young woman who had tried every reasonable thing, and none of it was working. The deputies took note, and for the first time since Mia Marcano walked through her apartment door and disappeared, investigators had somewhere to look. His name was Armando Manuel Caballero, 27 years old, a maintenance worker at Arden Villas. He fixed things for a living. He moved through the building with a toolbox and a smile. Residents knew his face the way you know the face of anyone you pass in the hallway, without really knowing them at all. Mia had seen him every day. They worked in the same building. He maintained the units. 3:52 a.m., September 25th. The family has been at the complex for hours. Deputies are present. He told the deputies a co-worker had called him, that he'd heard Mia was missing, that he'd come to check if everything was okay. He said they were just friends. He said he was concerned. He was calm, cooperative, fluent. But the Marcano family was watching, and the Marcano family saw what the deputies, standing close and taking notes.
You keep mentioning Tati and no one knows Tati. The roommates don't even know Tati.
You've been sleeping since 10
You keep
o'clock,
saying
and all of a
Tati is
sudden
a
you're showing
friend.
up here at 4 o'clock in the morning
Because me
looking
and
for me.
Tati were conversating about it, so I finally, it came
Okay,
up.
but
Should I go
Tati
and
is
see if I
someone-
see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not
Tati
even the
is
roommate
an
knows
employee
Tati.
here.
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you all hung out together. No one here knows Tati. All her
Well,
other
not
friends
all
showed up. Her
these
closest
people.
friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you. As of right now, you have
work
sent
tomorrow? You work
obsessive
tomorrow,
texts to
Tati?
Mia. We have all seen the texts. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her to
It's
give her
on
license?
text.
I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're gonna get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case. There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this
No one,
like I'm a
no one's
stalker.
saying that. It takes
She's not here to
two.
defend
There's-
herself right now, so
obviously
we
she's
gotta talk to
missing.
you.
So we're talking to
And
you,
I
who've been going
completely
back and
respect
forth
that. I
on
understand
text.
that. That is your family.
Right.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody
one's
beating
beating
you
If
you
I'm
up.
guilty, why
You
would I
put
come
yourself in the middle right here. You put yourself over here.
Because we're concerned.
You're concerned. Why weren't you concerned hours ago?
I just found out. We didn't think it was serious. I don't even know how Tati found out. She
Somebody's
told me.
missing and you don't think it's serious.
Someone
Maybe
that
they hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off. I don't know what she.
she was supposed to show up for a flight and didn't show up. Your phone records if that's the case. There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this
No one,
like I'm a
no one's
stalker.
saying that. It takes
She's
two.
not here to defend
There's-
herself right now, so
obviously
we
she's
gotta talk to
missing.
you.
So your phone records if that's the case. There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this
No one,
like I'm a
no one's
stalker.
saying that. It takes
She's
two.
not here to defend
There's-
herself right now, so
obviously
we
she's
gotta
missing.
Were positioned too squarely to notice. His back seat. We could see into his back seat, and there was a blanket in there. Mia's blanket.
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
The one from her bed. We recognized it. Armando Caballero was carrying items from his back seat into his apartment. In the middle of the night. He was wearing blue rubber medical gloves. The kind you put on when you are afraid of what you might leave behind. He carried a dark backpack. He carried something wrapped in a multicolored blanket. A police officer arrived. He spoke to Caballero. He spoke to the family. He allowed a family member to walk briefly through the apartment. Caballero cooperated, calmly, completely. The officer found nothing conclusive. The scene was cleared. 2 days later, September 27th, 2021.
911, you need police, fire, medical?
We found a suicide on property.
Okay, and is there a unit, or is that the unit number 525 where you found him?
No, they're in the garage. It's one of our garages, but we just store paint in there. So
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
All right, he's beyond, he's deceased, beyond any help?
I believe so.
Okay,
He's
all right.
dead, right?
Okay, we'll have an officer over there in a few minutes. You said it was a male?
Yes.
Okay, see you shortly. Thank you.
Armando Caballero took his own life inside a maintenance shed in Seminole County. He died before he could be arrested, before he could be questioned under oath. Search parties moving through Florida scrubland. Mia's face on lampposts, on phones, on the evening news. The Marcano family at press conferences. For 8 days, Florida searched for Mia Marcano. Her face was everywhere. Her name was in every news alert. Strangers drove to Orlando to walk search grids they had never walked before.
It's been 3 long days since anyone has heard from Mia Marcano.
Mia, baby girl, if you can hear me, if you're seeing me, we're here.
A desperate plea to bring 19-year-old Mia Marcano home, her family hopeful that she's alive and okay.
I believe Armando may have given us a sign that Mia is in the area. It's just what I feel personally in my heart.
Her family, some even coming in town from South Florida, joining volunteers Tuesday in the search for Mia.
And her father, speaking with Local 10 today, says he's beyond worried.
The relationship that we have it's like we communicate hundreds of times in one day, and to not be able to hear from her or know where she is, it's like really breaking my heart right now.
This is unusual for her.
Very unusual.
This new video of a man Mia Marcano's family believes is her maintenance man, carrying her stuff away the day after she went missing and 2 days before he turned up dead.
Dave, this new video we just saw could be a big clue that they've been looking for.
It definitely could be. And maybe more clues here inside Arden Villas, which has been the scene of the longest search here throughout the day by law enforcement. And that is still going on right now. The family still hopeful that they'll find her following every potential lead. They have searched several locations, including wooded and swampy areas, and they're not giving up.
Today's that day where we got up upset. There hasn't been much crying at this point. We're just ready to bring her home, but we need everyone's help.
Just yesterday, Arden Villas Apartments manager sent out a memo talking about proactive measures to enhance their safety protocols, saying they've repositioned a guard to the front gate to document all residents and guests leaving the property. These women saying they haven't seen that yet.
I think that the gate stays open for about 5 cars to go through, so even sometimes it doesn't even make sense for me to scan my key fob. I'm praying that she's coming home. I have a hope that she's still out there.
Fox 35 News did not see a guard at the gate today, but there was a guard present during our live shots last night.
People who had never met her, who only knew her from a photograph, a girl with a wide smile and her whole life ahead of her, felt the specific grief of losing someone you love in the abstract. The Marcano family pleaded at every microphone placed in front of them. Come forward, tell us something, bring our daughter home. We believe Armando Caballero is responsible for the disappearance of Mia Marcano. But Caballero was dead. The only trail left was his phone. His cell phone records placed him near the old Timberscan apartment complex, a derelict, largely abandoned property where he had once lived, between 8:20 and 8:40 p.m. on the night Mia disappeared. Investigators followed that digital thread into the trees.
We understand and appreciate that there's been a tremendous amount of interest in this case, both here in Central Florida and beyond. So we're talking to you now to kind of balance the intense interest while also maintaining the integrity of this investigation.
Was she kidnapped?
So we believe that the suspect that we had named, Armando Caballero, is responsible. We don't know all the circumstances involved. So at this time, we don't believe there is another person involved. But remember, I said these investigations constantly shift and change. So we're taking all this information in, and we would never ever rule that out. But he was the main person that we were focusing on.
October 2nd, 2021. 8 days after Mia walked home from work and did not come out again. In the wooded area near the Timberscan complex, in undergrowth thick enough to swallow sound, search teams found human remains. She was identified by the medical examiner on October 5th, Mia Marcano. The examiner's report described her remains as nearly completely skeletonized. She had been there since that Friday night, alone in the dark, in the heat, for over a week. She was wearing the jeans she had worn to her last shift. Her red purse was beside her. Her wallet was inside it. And around her neck, still there, still holding, a delicate name charm. 4 gold letters, M-I-Y-A. The black duct tape had been wound around her wrists, her ankles, her head. The cause of death was ruled homicide by undetermined means. The condition of her remains made a precise cause impossible to determine. Only the manner was certain, only that it had been deliberate, only that someone had done this to her. Also found in her purse, a bloody pillowcase, matching the stain on the pillow in her apartment, carried from her bedroom to these woods by the same hands that had used a master key to walk into her home uninvited, and tucked inside the purse, still there, recovered from those woods as the one thing he had not taken from her. On October 10th, Mia Marcano came home to Fort Lauderdale one final time. The church was full. standing room only, classmates from Valencia, friends from childhood, neighbors from Fort Lauderdale who remembered the girl she had been since she was small. And in every row, the particular grief of people who had known exactly who she was, and people who had only learned too late. They carried Mia Marcano out into the Florida sunshine, which had the cruelty of all sunshine on hard days, and they said goodbye. People came at night. They lit candles. They stood in silence.
Hundreds wearing blue for Mia's favorite color packed this South Florida church to grieve while celebrating her short yet powerful life.
The Marcano family settled a wrongful death lawsuit against Arden Villas and its management company out of court. A lawsuit against the Orange County Sheriff's Office and 2 deputies, Untai Sheriff's Office and 2 deputies, alleging negligence and civil rights violations, was filed in September 2023. Florida's Mia's Law, SB 898, was signed into law in 2022, requiring mandatory key logs and 24-hour notice before apartment entry across all Florida residential complexes. Mia Marcano is remembered by her family, her friends, and the thousands of strangers who searched for her and carry her name forward.